Hello Group 1, welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I am so glad to have you here. As your messenger, you chose the ET. And let me just tell you that your message through this messenger is coming through immediately and very strong. And your message is all about what is going on right now in your life. And I'm just hearing like almost a scream of like, don't you dare give up. That there is something about your situation that when you take a look at it, you misinterpret the situation and what it means. And I'm also getting that for some of you, or maybe even many of you, there has been a part of your life that you've been working on and truly doing your best to improve that area. And that area is right now, like how you view it, it's only getting worse for now. And the messenger is just telling you that like you have no idea how much you are right now fulfilling your purpose. If you could like zoom out and look at the bigger picture, you would see how beautifully you're doing life right now. You're actually doing and being exactly what you should be and what you should do right now. So your messenger, like if you take a look at the image, he has like a stern face, a stern look on his face. And that is him just like, don't you dare think anything bad about you, or that you're lost, or that you're not doing things correctly, and that is why things are the way they are. Like this has nothing to do with your effort. This has nothing to do with your heart. This has nothing to do with what you are worth experiencing in life. What is happening right now for you, this area of your life, that if you just like take a quick look at it, you would think, oh my God, things are only getting worse. But what your messenger is coming through to tell you is that you are right now fulfilling a very important part of your purpose. Okay? And that is a beautiful message for you, Group 1. Let me take out your significator card. And it flipped out immediately. You got adventures. You know, with all of these birds, they're really speaking about how guided you are. And all of them are like flying and looking into the future. That is also an interesting aspect of your reading. But you are surrounded by love, by guidance. But it could be that because of things right now almost increasing in harsher and more denser energies, you can actually feel almost abandoned right now in your life. But this reading is about what you don't see coming, right? So this actually makes a lot of sense. If we just take a look at your situation right now, then what this picture is talking about, this image is talking about, is what is for you in the future. Because it looks like all of your guides and everyone in another dimension on the other side that are rooting for you, cheering you on, holding your hand, even when you feel like you're lonely, they are walking with you into the future. They are guiding you into the future. Let me take out some charms for you to complete this card. Let me see. Okay, it's these two. Okay, so what's next? Like what is it that you don't see coming? So you have this fairy and you have the key. Okay, so there is actually a clue for you. These two charms, they speak of one message together, and that is that when you were a child, there was some type of, I want to call it message, that I think that's the most appropriate word. There was some type of message that was given to you about the future. This of course could have come in many ways, but I'm getting like you're wise to look at it as a message about your future, okay? And there is an activation that when you tap into that energy, the message for you about this message is that you can actually speed up the process. And why you're giving this clue is because, well, just to put it very frank, you're going through a very dark period, and that is hard on you. There is a way for you to shorten it, and that is to go back in time to a message you were given as a child. You will know what the message is because it will feel completely natural. It will feel like the most obvious thing for you in the world. But if you would tell someone else this, they would be like, oh my God, like that's magical, you know, that contrast. But for you, it will almost feel like something that happens to everyone every day, all day long. So look into that. When you tap into that and connect to that part of your story and that part of your background, things will speed up for you, and you will, like this movement that is happening in this card towards the future will speed up. Okay guys, I will shuffle your cards now, and there are some ways that are actually quite amazing ways for you to make sure that this general reading turns into a personal reading for you. And that is that while I shuffle the cards, I will do it in silence, and you can stay with me in the shuffling process and just connect to yourself, ground yourself, and set an intention for your intuition to guide you towards the exact things that will come through so that you know what is truly for you, okay? Another great way to turn this general reading into a personal one, it is to take out your own decks and shuffle them when I shuffle mine, and take out your cards and see how they complete the cards that I take out, okay? That is just if you feel like doing it. Okay guys, I'm back. So let's put the oracle cards over here. I'll start with your tarot cards, and I want to take a look at what's underneath the deck for you. So yeah, you have the death card. So definitely, you know, it has been a slow transition for you. It has been going on for a long time. And I feel like even when I say it has been going on for a long time, the perspective from that isn't that you've been lacking patience. It's like you've been patient and still it feels like a long process. And with the death card coming through for you, it is a guarantee and also like a confirmation that everything that has been happening for a reason that is tightly connected to your purpose. Okay? The purpose of this wasn't for it to be part of your life and for you to know how to adapt to it or adjust to it. If you've done that, then great, but that isn't anything that you have to like expect to keep, because the way you've adapted and adjusted to this situation, that will also go away and be removed. But right now, like underneath the surface, what is bubbling, what is boiling, it is the death card. It is the big transformation. Because the thing is that this isn't just an inner transformation for you. This is a transformation of your whole system. So of course it's been long, you know, that takes time. But the purpose of this is also for that transformation to have like almost like a sound wave effect on your outside world also. Okay, let's just put it down here and see what. I'll move them there. Okay, the rest of your tarot cards. So you have the Fool, which makes a lot of sense. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You know, you might have experienced like very intense parts of everything the death card represents for the last couple of years in your life, that you could have been like going through very intense periods of transformation, of purging, of grieving and solving things. And then you could have been like, okay, this was so intense. There is no way I can go through this on this level. And then for it to not result in a big transformation for me. And then when the dust settled, you're like, oh my God, like it didn't change. Like my life still looks the same. I still feel like I'm the same. And that is just because that process that was intense, that part of the process that was intense, you've had to go through it many times. Like the death card is really speaking about how intense and difficult this process has been for you, okay? However, why the Fool card and the Ten of Pentacles is showing up for you, it is to tell you that the way you've experienced these intense periods of your purging and transformation phase of your life is an indicator of this future movement and how the things will change and shift for you. What you expected with these intense periods, that is a true reflection of what is to come for you, okay? So the Fool card and Ten of Pentacles is telling you like that you can go from 0 to maximum in a very short period of time. Why? Because you've allowed for this process to do what it needs to do. Why did you do that? Because you, on a very deep level, knew that what is happening to you is part of your purpose. What is happening to you is part of your purpose shaping you and molding you and training you. So those energies will still be part of your future events, but it is like almost like an opposite way, an opposite type. If you look into these intense periods, they are telling you to go to the opposite. So if it was like very dark, then go to the opposite. What is that? That is very light. If it was very long lasting and almost like dragging it out, go to the opposite. What is that? Quick movement, right? So that is how you will know what is to come for you. You have the Queen of Cups, the Star card. Like, you're completely fulfilling your purpose here on earth by doing this, by allowing this to happen. However, that is not your full purpose here on earth also. Okay, justice, yes. Okay, so what is to come for you? I love this, actually. Listen, the reason why it has been so tumultuous and almost like dragged out, it is because like the first period of your life was supposed to clean out karma. It was supposed to almost like create blockages in an artificial way for you, so that you could like ahead of time clear out the blockages before they got a hand on you, like before they got to control you and steer you like in the wrong direction. There was almost like an artificial type of creation of karma to make sure that you're aware of it before it gets into like a real thing for you. So you've been clearing out a lot of things like in advance, so to say. Okay, the first part of your life was just to remove blockages, remove karma, clearing it out, so that in the future, when you experience cause and effect, the cause will actually be what you are on the inside, like really deep inside of you. The one you know that you are, the capacity you know that you have to live this life as the Queen of Cups, that has like all the amount of love you can even imagine, like inside of her, that she gives to her outside. She creates her life from her heart, from her love. Okay, that is a very important aspect of your purpose, and that is how you will create your life. However, we can't ignore the fact that the Ten of Pentacles also showed up, speaking about your outer world. Okay, it is also speaking about a timing that is saying that this won't happen like in the first part of your life. It won't happen like, you will have lived some time before this big transition and transformation happens, where you will go from like dense, heavy energies to almost where you feel like you have no energies, you're just pure light. Okay, but your purpose is not fulfilled yet. Okay, when you go through this transition and you come to that milestone of like, oh my God, I've cleansed out all of the big things that I've carried this lifetime. I feel light. I almost feel like I don't have a body. I almost feel like I don't have energies. I'm just like, there's something else. And I think you will put the word light on it. Like, there's only light. When you come to that realization about yourself, that is when your purpose will shift. And you will start to walk towards like the greater karma that you have, the more wonderful side of cause and effect. When you get effect in your life, it will be from the cause of you that is pure light. And what is pure light? That is the love, right? So you will create your life, all of your karma, from the love that you have for yourself and for the whole, like all of reality. Okay, Let's take a look at your oracle cards. You have flexibility with the octopus. Adapt slowly by using versatility, compromise, adaptation, change, etc. Be flexible in your methods. So this is advice for you. It has to do with how you look at this heavy period that has had intense periods within this period. If you are able to change your perspective and to zoom out and look at your situation from the eyes of your messenger in this reading, you will see how beautifully you are fulfilling your purpose right now. Know that your purpose will take quite a swift shift. It will just like U-turn, okay? But right now, you are fulfilling your purpose. If it is possible for you to look at it that way, oh my God, you will feel so proud over yourself. And this process of love will also help you change the timing of this to move a little bit faster for you. Okay. The next card is many choices. Opportunities abound when you are in a dilemma. All roads lead to Rome. Look at your options. Okay, I'll wait with that card. So you have strength. You have rest. And ideation. You have guidance, and it says, when you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. There is something between these two cards. Let me just put it down here. You know what, group 1? If you feel like it, if you want to, you can speed up the process through the darkness that you're in right now, because the star that is coming through here, it is speaking about your true north, or in astrological sense, it is talking about the north node. The north node, it is your purpose here on earth, okay? It is what you're supposed to reach towards. That process is not easy at all for anyone, okay? But if you look into your north node, look into your birth chart, find your north node and start to study it. Like, what's the sign, what's the planet, what's the house it's in. Look into the degrees they all have also when it comes to your north node. And look, like, are there planets also like connected to it? You know, look into as many details as possible, because that type of information could also give you like almost messages to put you even more into alignment with this U-turn that your purpose is about to take. And we have change also, yeah. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. So there's like stars and crossroads for you. And we have ideation. Give me 2 seconds, okay? Okay, so what this is talking about, there's actually like energies jumping from these 4 cards like this. And let's start with your childhood and the clue that was planted in your mind and in your heart about your future purpose, okay? When you go to that place now as an adult in the midst of the darkness that you're going through, that is where you can find an activation inside of you. That activation will lead you to your true north, for this star to guide you, because you are supposed to have this great U-turn, like this shift U-turn that will be like you stepping on the brakes and the car just turns immediately. That is something you can experience by activating this message that was planted inside of you as a child, and that leads to an activation of your north node. You can get to know your north node through your birth chart and start studying it. Like, what sign is it? In what house? Are there any like planetary involvement also? And also look into the degrees of your north node. But you are definitely supposed to have this U-turn of your purpose, okay? That is also the many choices. It is speaking about you almost living 2 lives in this lifetime and switching timelines in a way yeah, that will make you feel very powerful and very much in charge. And that could have been part of you cleansing some old karma that made you feel weak and that made you feel like there are outer things that have such a big impact on you that no matter how much you're trying, you can't overpower them. So that shift will also put you into your willpower, your self-power, where you will feel like completely aligned with your purpose, that you will know how to deal with these overpowering outer circumstances. But you are moving in the right direction. And with the Fool coming through, it is telling you that when you do this U-turn, it will shift in such a huge way that it will be a new timeline for you. That is part of your purpose, Group 1. Okay, I hope this reading was helpful. I will end your reading here. So this was your message. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I'm so glad to have gotten to know you a little bit more in this reading, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. As your messenger, you chose the Shaman. And listen, guys, I don't know what's up with Group 2 for the last couple of readings, but there is something you are doing, especially you who keep on picking Group 2. And it's like you're challenging life to teach life better. And the thing is that you're like in a tango right now with life. What I'm trying to say is that life just loves to step into the space that you're creating right now and to dance with you in that state, in that space and on that stage. I don't know what that means, yeah? And you might be thinking like, okay, but let's stop dancing and let's build something instead. And life is like, no. The timing is up to me. Your job is just to keep on dancing with me because I love this dance that is between us. So that your messenger is coming through to tell you like, whatever it is that you're doing and wherever you are, you can almost take advantage of the energies by taking out your whip and just whip up the energies even more. I'm also getting that if you feel called to it and you feel that it's safe, you can actually quite physically work with the fire you have inside of your third chakra to like learn how to control it and how to turn the flame even brighter and even stronger without putting unbalance on the surrounding chakras of it. But that is something you could do. It's almost like stay where you are, do what it is that you're doing. That is the first advice for you. And if you feel that it's safe and that it's okay, you can even start to whip up this fiery energy inside of you even more. There's a second advice coming through for you, and it is that be very careful how you approach the things in your life right now that you don't like. Because the way you approach them will tell them everything about their longevity in your life. Okay? You have enormous power right now, and I think like you have to know this because of how strong the energies are coming through, that you can create a lot of things that you want to create, but you have to focus on your energies and not on the timing of it all. And the things you have in your life that you already know are not for you, that you don't want, be careful how you approach them, because they might stick to you for unnecessary period of time that it's not needed, but it will be that they will stay if you approach them in a way that will affect them to stay. Okay, so obviously you're doing a lot of things that are just like on point. You've learned how to dance with life, and it is almost like you're teaching life how to dance with you, and that is amazing. Let me take out your significator card to look into what it is that you don't see coming, because I don't know, it feels like it could be a million things for you, group 2. The fire you have inside of you that you've started, that you've ignited, is almost like a type of stubbornness where you're like, no, it will be what I want it to be, and in no other way. It will be what I expect it to be, and it will show up the way that I've told it to show up. And life is like meeting you there and like, yeah, I love this, keep going, keep doing more of this. And then you sometimes lose that focus and start focusing on other things that are not in your power, not in your control, like timing and things like that. And that is when the dance between you and life weakens. So there's just like these two advices for you, like focus on the things that are actually part of your fire, that you can ignite it even more, and be careful how you approach the things that you don't want in your life. Okay, so let's see what is coming. We have potential. What you don't see coming. It is both like an outburst, but also like a galaxy being created. Let me take out some charms for you also to complete your significator card. Okay, there and there. So you got the bone and the cocktail. Okay, this is quite literal, like stick with it. You've understood something, group 2. It's like you cracked a code. You've understood something about you and how you interact with life, where you're like, no, like I'm gonna start to create from fire, and it will be what I want it to be. Even if my fire has to burn down some things, then it will be like that. Because I feel like you've already tried working with life like from a more flowy way. And the reason why you've switched into a more fiery type of way is because you've already mastered the flowy, watery way. And now you're being guided towards fire, stubbornness. Stick with it. Don't abandon it, but keep your focus, okay? Because fire can very easily burn you, can very easily burn down things that were supposed to stay. So just master your focus, group 2, okay? But however, there are things coming in for you that you don't see coming. And as I said, it is both an outburst of potential, but it is also a creation of a galaxy. So I'm talking about going from something that is very small into something that is very big. And it will be like a catapult. Okay, it will almost have like a boomerang effect, that you've put out this invitation to dance with you to life. You've given life this invitation, and life is now coming back to you, returning to you in a boomerang effect. Okay, let me shuffle your decks and just see like what the rest of your message of this potential and this nothing to something very, very big, moving in that direction. So let's look into that. I'm gonna shuffle your decks, and a great way for you to know what in all of my words, all of the messages are truly for you, it is to turn this reading that is general into a personal one, okay? You can do that by staying with me when I shuffle the decks in silence. And you can connect with yourself and set an intention for your intuition to guide you towards the exact message that is for you. So as an example, I've now channeled 2 advices for you. Okay, maybe not both of them are for you. How do you know that? Through your intuition guiding you towards which one is for you, which one should you focus on to have the best results in your life. Another great way to turn this general reading into a personal one, it is that when I shuffle your decks, take out your own deck and shuffle it. And then when I pull out the cards from your deck and see how they complete the ones that I take out. That is a great way to understand exactly what is for you, if you feel like it. Okay, here I go. Okay guys, I'm back. Listen, I got a message while I was shuffling your decks, and this is specifically for the ones of you who have, for a big part of your life, operated much more from an airy type of way, you know, the air element that is much about intellect and logic and words and putting things in order. You might have shifted from that into much more of a flowy state, and from that flowy state you're right now like experimenting much more with the fiery element of determination and making things happen and just spreading out your energy to make sure that what comes back to you is exactly what you ordered. I'm getting that for those of you who started this whole journey on an airy level, you are going back to that after the fiery period. Okay, so you're going back to the air element. However, it will be in a more complete sense where you can invite in the other elements and the other ways of dealing with life, but from your mind and your logic and your intellect, it will be like the main one. And then you will play with the other elements much more. And it will be like that element, the air element inside of you, will have matured so much that what used to be like intellect and logic for you will turn into wisdom. Okay? Even the knowledge you have will be like transmuted into wisdom. So there's a lot of upgrades, a lot of maturing your energies. And it doesn't mean that you're immature now. It just means that there are more levels for you to go up on, okay? So let's start with your tarot cards and with the card underneath the deck, the Five of Swords. Okay. I want to take a look at the first card that you have. It is the Seven of Wands, okay. The Seven of Wands together with the Five of Swords. Let's continue. The Two of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. Okay, like this is what is to come for you, right? That is what we're gonna find out in your reading. So we're seeing that you have shifted your mentality, your mindset, your approach to life. And I'm getting that it was almost like an emergency for you with the cards that have come up this far. It was almost like you made a 911 call, like it's now or never, like this has to happen for some very, very important, almost life-threatening reason, where you were like, it can't go on the way it has. So what is it that is coming that you don't see coming? It is that someone will pick up on that phone call and come to help you. It's almost like a rescue mission. That makes sense why you had to switch your energies, because I feel like you've done everything you can. You've tried air, you've tried water, now you're trying fire. And that just speaks to how much you understood that your situation needed to change. That you've tried things, you've been open for life to teach you, and now you've almost like become a master and stepped into a place and a position where you're almost teaching life how to step up, how to keep up with you, how to keep up with your pace. So this, for those of you who this resonates with, that you almost needed saving, you almost needed a rescue mission to come in and help you out because you're doing your part. Now it's like the other side has to do its part. That is what is happening for you. And I'm getting that that is part of the volcano erupting. because it is an answer to the fire that is inside of you, the stubbornness, where you're like, I'm putting in an order and I want it back exactly how I ordered it. Exactly how I ordered it. That is part of the volcano erupting, part of your message. That is actually quite big. Like, there is a rescue mission going on around you. Okay. I don't know why, but I'm getting like there's someone involved, a person involved for some of you, where the rescue mission is to get you out of sharing the same space as a specific person. So if that resonates, know that that is part of the rescue mission. It is to take you away from this person or take this person away from you. Like removing. Okay, the next card you have is the Two of Wands. And we have the Three of Swords. You know, you're not scared of starting over. You could almost do like a do-over many times, as long as every do-over gets you one step closer, okay? Then you're ready to be flexible, you're ready to try out new things, you're ready to experiment. All you're asking for is for the other side, the other part, the other party to do its part. And why the fire is coming through so strong is because you've almost like stepped into a position in life where you're like, you know what? Let me tell you what to do now. Like, And life is like coming in, spending time with you and just listening. And be like, okay, I got your order. Okay, you want to make those changes. You want it exactly that way. Those are the details. Oh, sorry, now an alarm went off. I'm sure you can hear it. You know what? Okay, it stopped. Sorry about that. Guys, I lost the thought that I was... But it was about you and life, and how life is like taking notes. And because life isn't quite... It's dancing with you, but it's not going out running the errands you've told it to, that you might be focusing on the timing of it all. Like, why hasn't it come in yet? And that is where life is like, no, focus on your fire. I'll do the rest, okay? However, the rescue mission that is coming in for you is a sort of do-over, or is it called do-over or re-over? A redoing of... What I'm getting is of the space that you're in. There is like a in-between type of juggling between one place and the other, one energy and the other, without stabilizing it. The rescue mission that is coming in, it is to make it more stable for you. It is to make sure that the space you're in is, to put it simply, safe for you to exist in and to operate from. And by doing that, life will be allowing you to remodel the room as much as possible, remodel the space as much as you want it to. But it's like, because it's still like a collaboration. That is what I've been seeing between you and life throughout this reading, where life will offer you this new space, and then it will be up to you to remodel the space exactly how you want it. If you want it empty, then it will be empty. If you want to build a castle inside of that space, then you will build a castle inside of that space. The possibilities for you are endless, and it will be up to you to decide what it is that you want to do with it. And that is why you're also being very guided towards being careful of how you use your energies, towards how you approach things you don't want in your life. Okay? I don't know, like all of the sudden throughout your now in your reading, like there's a lot of noise coming in from the outside, and that just speaks to this fire energy that you have, where you're like, you're this big fire that all of the moths fly to right now. Another way to put it is that your manifestation powers are on fire right now. Create responsibly, create from a state of wisdom. Okay, let's take a look. We have disruption, and we have mystery. Oh, we're getting into the galaxy part of your reading now. Okay. So this was the volcano erupting, and now we're getting into the galaxy part of your reading. So we have home-based. Home is the harbor of the soul. It's the safest place you can be. Change your environment. For some of you, there's a big move coming in. Just big move. It can be whatever, you know, it's a general reading, but there's a, like your space will completely shift. And we have celebration. Kick off the party activities and have a great time. Plan for a joyful future. Okay, and then we also have detachment, and it says, with detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. This is speaking to your manifestation abilities right now, and how to get in touch with them by creating intentionally and responsibly, okay? Because right now you have the ability to attract to you all different kinds of flies and things, but you only want the moths to come to you. You only want them to be surrounding your fire. But this is a great advice. Without the fulfillment of a particular desire, ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. And we have sanctity. Through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. Okay, so that's what the galaxy creating, like, can you hear the church bells? Like, first it was the car alarm went off, and then immediately after that the church bells started to ring. That could be actually a sign, like ringing in the ears for you, like noise or sound could be a very specific sign for you that you're on the right track. Like, notice what you were thinking or what you were doing or what you were directing your energies towards when you start to experience ringing in the ears, because that will help you put one foot ahead of the other, okay? But let's talk about this galaxy creating aspect of this thing that you don't see coming. With the Sanctity card, it is speaking about your everyday life. It is speaking about every part of your everyday life, that when all the pieces come together, it constitutes your whole life, okay? So this new space that life will be offering to you, where you have the manifestation abilities to do whatever it is that you wish to do with that space, it will affect your everyday life, where you will be able to create every aspect of it from a, like the card says, that even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. Your perspective on your life will become like sacred. you will start to live your everyday life almost like everything you do will be like it will be the way you deal with it, the way you create it. You will feel that it's sacred, and that will be the approach that you have to your life and to how you create. And that is why part of your reading was also about a maturity going on within your mind, where you can transform your intellect and your logic into wisdom. Through that wisdom, you will be able to shift your perspective on your everyday life to see how every part of it is sacred, and that will make you want to create and manifest things in each aspect of your everyday life to create even more of this sacredness. I don't know how to say that, but to turn it even more into something sacred. Let's see, there's also more. So I'm getting like 3 things that is part of the everyday life. So one thing is that there is a big move happening with you, like in your physical space. Another one is that you will share that space with one very, very specific person that is very much aligned with your new way of creating your life as something sacred. The third thing is that you will create a second second stream of income that will eventually become your mainstream of income. It will almost like, for a while you will have them both, and your second income will be lower, and then it will grow, and for a while they will be very equal to each other, your main one and your second one. But when you decide for the second one to become like the one thing you need, it will pass by the other one, and then it will be up to you to decide if you can have them both, or if you will decide to take the one that has become a little less out of the picture. But those are the 3 things that I see, and now it would be like a perfect example for you to take out your own deck to see what of these 3 things that I mentioned that is actually for you, and see how that will resonate for you and what is going on in your life, or you just know it on an intuitive level. Group 2, I will end your reading here. Good job doing whatever it is that you're doing right now, where you're being stubborn towards life, where you're doing a list of things that you want, because what I saw is that life loves to dance with you right now. Great job. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Group 3, hello and welcome to MH Tarot. I'm so glad to have you here. As your messenger for today's reading, you chose the fairy, and I'm getting some things, some details about a detour that has happened that is attached to one of your dreams or wishes. I'm not getting much more than that for now, but clearly your reading will be about something that is coming your way that is attached to a dream of yours that you want to materialize. There has been a detour for a reason. So let's look into those energies. That's actually quite exciting. It almost feels like there's an adventure ahead of you with this. So let's take out your significator card to see what is this thing that you don't see coming that we're gonna reveal. Okay, let me just shuffle this deck to take out your significator. Okay, so the one you got is transformation. You know, speaking of detours, there is actually one more detour for you. And you know what you've experienced this far when it comes to your dreams, what you've experienced as detours have actually been guiding you in the right direction, where I'm getting like there's been some misinterpretation or misunderstanding, and that the detours have all along aligned you directly towards your dream. And there's one more like shift to take, one more detour. Like, it's not actually a detour for you, but I think you know what I mean. And I'm getting then after that, there is a just give me 2 seconds. Yeah, okay, so what I'm getting is that after that, it will be like the last detour that, or the last transformation that will feel like a detour. After that, everything that will happen on your path will be, it will make sense to you, and it will be quite stable, and it will almost happen like in a logical way where you can anticipate the next steps to happen or for you to take. Because right now it feels like things have been rocky for you, like back and forth, not knowing exactly how to get where you want to go, but also like a bit of confusion when you've tried to take a step, like put one foot in front of the other, directing it, and you've used all of your potential to make it happen, and then the detour has been like whew, putting you like on another level or another space, almost like another timeline for some of you. It's been intense, but that is guidance, that is redirecting you. And that it doesn't have to do with that it was wrong of you to make that step or take that decision or something like that. It was just like almost Wheel of Fortune type of shifts that has happened to you. And I see that on your way towards your dream, there are 2 big detours, like I'll do these detours before everything stabilizes, and you will actually after that know like, okay, if I take this step, then I can clearly see that the next 5 steps will be these ones. Okay, so let me plan. There's like a more, the energies will support much more like you're planning, reaching your goals, going where it is that you want to go, seeing things happen in a reasonable way, in a logical way. Okay, so 2 detours, and then things will stabilize for you. I'm getting like almost every one of you has had like the first detour, and that it could have confused you into thinking that you shouldn't have taken that first step. And that's not the case. That's not the case. It was almost like you taking that step created momentum for life to direct you, redirect you. Let me take out some charms to complete your message. Let's see. I'm closing my eyes, guys, when I pick these ones out. So I don't know what it is that I just picked out for you. I'm still closing my eyes while I'm searching for the second one. Okay, there. So you got the starfish. Oh my God, and you got the fishbone. Guys, you're done. You're ready. You're ready. Look, for those of you that haven't gone through this second detour, just know that it will happen for your best. Go with it. It's like a wave. Just ride it, surf it. It will take you where you're supposed to go. But I feel like you're done. You're ready. You're cooked and ready to be eaten. Like, oh, there's very much like the energy is, I guess the fairy in as your messenger is telling you to step into the forest now. The timing is now. Oh, listen, when the second detour happens, it will be like a great opening, a great expansion in a way, but it will also require of you to be able to operate almost with your eyes closed, stepping into the forest with your eyes closed, and be guided by the most magical parts of you, like your intuition, your creativity. Oh, that's interesting, guys. I want to see the rest of your message, what is to come for you. I love that it has to do with a dream of yours. Okay, I will shuffle your decks and I will tell you what I told the other groups. For you to know what in this reading that is a general one, what is truly for you, I found that there are two great ways to find this out. One is to stay with me in the shuffling process. I shuffle the decks in silence. When I shuffle the decks, you can connect yourself and give yourself that time to connect with your energy, so that your energy and your intuition, connect with your intuition, can guide you towards the specifics of this reading that is truly for you. Another great way of doing this, it is to take out your own decks, shuffle them. When I pull out the cards yourself and see how they complete the ones that I have, okay? These are just two suggestions if you feel like that is something that you want to do. Okay, let me start shuffling. Okay, guys, you know what? While I was shuffling, I got the message also that the second detour will be such a huge blessing for you, because it will be like a little tornado that comes into your life, and it will remove some things. It will take some things with it and rearrange some other things. And that will make sure that this second last detour that you have towards your dream will be a much more stable one, that your path towards it will be much more stable after the second detour. And for those of you that have already experienced the first detour and the second detour, that is much more of a blessing in its nature, you are in that period where you're like right now stabilizing everything to figure out the next steps to take. Yeah, okay, so let's put your oracle cards here and let's start with your tarot cards. You have the Nine of Swords. Oh, you know, for some of you, the detour has been a health issue. At least the first one, that you were like on your way to doing something, creating something, making something happen, and then you had like a flare up or was diagnosed with something, and you took that as a block standing in your way, like, and it wasn't like this. You will know how to integrate your physical health and the limitations that you have surrounding your physical body with this new detour I'm getting. Oh, that will put you even more like in shape or in place, in the right place. That's what I'm getting. Okay. For others of you, that this isn't talking about a physical limitation. It is speaking about almost like I'm getting like an old ghost haunting you from your background, from your childhood, that has been sabotaging. It can be self-sabotage, of course. There's something like haunting you, something unresolved that has blocked you, stopped you, pushed you back. I'm getting that this energy is acting as an outside force, an outside energy that is visiting you quite often and is making your life unnecessarily difficult, unnecessarily hard. Let's see what's more about that. We have the Six of Cups. Yeah, like the past. You know, also for some of you, there is a combination of this, that you might experience physical ailment, even physical diseases that stems from an experience you had as a child that has been unresolved. And because of that, it is now manifesting itself as a disease, as an ailment, as a physical limitation. Part of the detours, especially the first one, it is to uncover this information and knowledge for you of how to deal with the limitations that are occurring in your physical body, in your physical space, so that you can have time and also energy to deal with it and to heal it, to face it. Okay, so there's actually like on your path towards your dream, life is almost taking advantage of how open you are. And by taking advantage of your openness, it wants to make sure that as many things as possible can get resolved. It's like you have a wave, and it just wants you to benefit as much as possible from being on this wave. So if it is directing you towards your dream, then it also wants to free you from your past. It also wants to benefit from those open energies and make sure that you're not haunted by your past anymore, or that you can get rid of and resolve the physical blockages that are present in your body. So that is why you could have experienced some detours, and that the blockages has to do with your physical body or your past coming back to haunt you. It is to give you the opportunity that on your way towards your dream, to deal with the past in a loving way, in an accepting way, so that it can loosen its grip, the grip that it has on you. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. The Ten of Pentacles. So, you know, it's just super clear that for many of you, this is speaking about a project, a job, a profession, something that you want to work with, something that you want to use to take out salary. Like you want your salary to come from what you do for a living. Okay. And we have the Four of Pentacles. There's also some future planning you would like to be able to do. I'm not getting like what type of future planning, but there's also a future planning you would like to be able to do that will allow you to stay vulnerable but also safe. Does that make sense? Could that be like savings or retirement plan or something like that, where you want to be able to stay vulnerable but also be safe? So for some of you, this dream will manifest itself by you having some sort of ailment or disease that can make it difficult for you to stay in a traditional sense, in a traditional job. Okay, so you will come up with the idea of, by accepting what is happening to you on your physical level, you want to cooperate with it. That will give you an idea of a job opportunity or creating the job opportunity for yourself. By doing that, you can stay vulnerable but also ensure an income for you, so that you don't have to push yourself in a way that will make you more sick, but you can still keep your vulnerability, if you know what I mean. Meaning that you can still go through your flare-ups or have this disease or this blockage or this limitation without it taxing you, because you will have another source of income that will come in where you can be vulnerable but also safe. And that will be part of your healing path. So that is why, the detours you've experienced on your way towards your dream, that there are a lot of healing aspects to it. Okay, so let's see your oracle cards. You have peace with the dove. Yeah. And you have pain. The transformation of your pain. It has the... sorry, I just forgot the words now. It feels like I forgot all the English words right now. Sorry. So your healing journey has the construction, it is of a type where you will overcome it by accepting it and allowing it to share space with you in a peaceful way and in your everyday life, in a way where you will be able to see that there are spaces for every part of you, not just the cheerful, positive ones, but also for the more darker, the unhealed parts of you can also take its space. And when you find that is part of your journey towards your dream fulfillment, there will be so much healing by just accepting that healing is part of your path towards your dream and towards seeing it being fulfilled. So I don't see it as being like an instant recovery. I see it as being part of your path, because this aspect of you that carries pain, that is manifesting as illness or blockages in different type of ways, it needs to experience that it can be part of something beautiful. Your pain needs to experience that it can be part of you fulfilling your dream without being shunned or without being pushed down. That it's actually allowed to be, because it's like your pain and these old ghosts that are haunting you, they need to experience something else for them to be able to transform. They need to experience being part of your dream being fulfilled, and that is when they can transform. They can only do that through experiencing something new, something beautiful. Okay, you have many choices Opportunities abound when you are in a dilemma. All roads lead to Rome. Look at all your options. You also have vacation. Start a perfect vacation, enjoy the freedom. Take time to recharge. This is what I'm getting, what you will get from your dream coming through. That it will give you a lot of possibilities to choose and to choose over as many times as you want until you get it right. And you will be able to rest and to take care of yourself because of this dream that has come through. It will give you the possibility of doing so. Okay. The next card you have is Inner Child. And it says, allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. You know, this part of you that is your most inner, your core, the deepest parts of your heart, that also carries some darkness and some pain. It needs new experiences. That is why your healing journey is so tightly connected with fulfilling your dream. That is why also the second detour will feel like a blessing, because your inner child will be able, thanks to this detour of this redirection, will be able to show itself a little bit more, will be able to play a little bit more. Okay, let's put it there. And you have individuality, and it says, every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. Oh, that is so beautiful for you guys. Because your study plan towards how to make your dream a reality, the study plan, it has like this aspect of it where your past will come with you, and you will welcome it to come with you so that you can teach it, because you've grown now, you're different now, you know things now that you didn't know before. And it's like you can read the study plan and you can explain it to your inner child and to the past versions of you, and you can welcome them to stay with you on your path through the detours, especially the second one that will be a blessing of expansion. And just by that invitation from you, that those parts of you, like, they will never leave you. They will actually just transform and become, you will feel that they will become new parts of you, but the foundation is still like the old one. They will just have transformed into other things. Like, it's almost like your inner child will transform from being sad to happy. And that will also be part of your guidance system. When you have all of the background parts of you, however they look like, if they are ghosts, if they are diseases, they will be part of you, and they will start to express themselves in new ways. Those ways will teach them how to transform. And that is why you will have such a strong guidance system within you, because as I said, after those 2 detours, when you will be able to know, like, okay, if I take this move, if I make this move, I will know what the other 10 steps to take are. That is because your guidance system will be crystal clear. Your guidance system will be so safe with you that you can interpret it knowing exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Even the timing of it all will be very safe for you to trust, so that you can eventually get where it is that you want to go. But on your journey there, you will take every part of you with you. And that could be the part of your message that you don't see coming. That you might think that parts of your background, your old ghosts, will be resolved in such a way that they will just stay in the past, but that is not part of your healing process. Your healing process is to help your past transform itself by becoming part of your future aspects of your dream coming true. By them experiencing that, they will stay with you, but in a new shape. They will transform and become happy parts of you. And together, they will form a very strong and clear guidance system for you. Okay, group 3, there's so much love for you. That's just also something that I really, really want to stress. There's a lot of love for you because there's a lot of love inside of you. That is why you're able to invite these old aspects of you to follow you on your journey. That is the capacity of your love. Okay, group 3, thank you so much for spending some time with me. This was your message. I hope it was helpful, and I also hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.